I tell you, this black card is liquid gold. You could be facing prison time, honey, and you can get away with all of it. All because of that black girl magic. It went from 70 years in prison down to 40 years in prison, and now 12 months under house arrest. Marilyn Mosby. The saga continues. Marilyn Mosby, former state attorney in Baltimore, who has been sentenced recently. So, her guilt, or I should say allegedly, she was found guilty by two different juries of her peers. So, one of her guilty verdicts is mortgage fraud, where she lied on her loan applications and so on, and was able to get several properties here in the great state of Florida. She was able to get these properties by not being truthful on her mortgage applications. And she also lied about these things. And then she took money out from her retirement early. There are penalties. And so she took money out early and she purchased these properties. And so now she was facing the judge. And so initially, a crime of what she's done would be entailed for 70 years in prison. But they brought it all down for her. Instead of 70, she was looking at 40 years in prison. But I made a video last week in reference to all of this. Now, this case has been going on for a couple of years. It's been going on for a while. And it's been postponed and postponed and postponed until finally we're here at the sentencing, which just happened recently. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how Marilyn's friends, including Benjamin Crump, comes to her aid to stand up and rally around her to say, you know what? Okay, she may have been found guilty of these crimes, but she should not go to prison for 40 years. And so they've also rallied around and made petitions to have them go to Joe Biden for her to get a pardon of her crimes. And so today the sentencing happened, and Marilyn Mosby did not get 70 years in prison. She did not get 40 years in prison. Hell, she didn't get a day in prison. But she did get house arrest. So we're going to talk a little bit about that right now. Hello, and welcome to The Conservative Poet. I'm Amania. Here on the channel, I talk everything politics. I do political reactions, political commentary, and I throw some humor in there because I deliver to you the things that's going on in the social spaces, in the culture, and I give it to you with some humor because it is so detrimental that we have to try to laugh through the crazy because it's so much. So if that is something that interests you, then you've come to the right place. I would ask for you to stay a while. You can subscribe if you'd like. You can communicate through comments. And you can also give the video a thumbs like if you like it. And that helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. So without further ado, let's get into this video. You can do the crime, but you don't have to do the time. You can just spend it at spas, lounging at your pool, playing with your books and doing whatever you do, but you don't have to spend any time in jail. Because if you're Marilyn Mosby, that's exactly what happens. You get off scot-free. Why? Because of the black girl magic. If the race hustler, ambulance chaser, every time somebody gets hurt by the popo he did on a press conference, Al Sharpton type, Ben Crump is there, then you better run for the hills because you know something smells fishy. If Ben Crump is involved, something isn't adding up. And who's leading this one? Benjamin Crump. So that's why I know something isn't right with Marilyn Mosby.
I'm Attorney Ben Crump. As an officer of the court, I will be very careful with my words. I am going to present here exactly what I intend to present in the courtroom. Your Honor, I stand before you with deep respect and humility, along with national civil rights leaders, especially black women, urging leniency in the sentencing of Marilyn Mosby. I acknowledge the significance of this hearing and the weight of your responsibility in ensuring equal and fair justice. Therefore, I will not dwell on the broader context of how Maryland and other progressive prosecutors seem to be targeted for their pursuit of equal justice, but instead, I will focus on her character and contributions. Marilyn Mosby has dedicated her life to champion justice.
Benjamin Crump is an officer of the court, so he is handling her case, I suppose. So Benjamin Crump, I have my own issues with Ben Crump because he is that guy. Whenever you hear something on the news in reference to a black person being hurt by the hands of the police, he is the first one out there. Him and Al Sharpton, they lock arms. Oh, a black man down by the popo? We did. A black man, you say? We did. And they march on as if they're actually doing something for the black community. This is who he is. He is an ambulance chaser. But what I really have a problem when it comes to Benjamin Crump is he is never out here hollering about all of these killings that's happening in the black community by who? Black and browns, by their own hands, killing each other more than the popo has ever killed any others. But he's never out here hooting and hollering. It's the second something goes wrong, like George Floyd or somebody else, Breonna Taylor, somebody like that. It's a high profile case. He's on it. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And he's all over it. So again, which tells me this woman, there may be something in here that's just because, again, Ben looks for those high profile cases, and this where he sees an injustice is being done to blacks or browns, and so that's where he lives. And so with this, I feel like there might be some things that we may not just know about because Benjamin Crump is involved.
Good afternoon. My name is Angela Rye, and I'm proud to stand alongside Marilyn Mosby with so many Justice for Marilyn Mosby supporters. As you all know, today she's facing a sentencing. The things that she has been convicted of, when you look at the terms, the sentencing time, it could be up to 40 years. We've heard in the courtroom today that it will not likely be anywhere near that. Nevertheless, Marilyn is still up against attacks. The prosecution was asked by this judge today, who were the victims in these alleged crimes? And the prosecution said, that's a good question. And so today we have the same question. Who are the victims? Today, Marilyn's kids are with her in this courtroom. They would be the victims. The folks who've been impacted by watching someone who stood up for us, stood up for justice for us, we're all the victims.
Seen that, heard that, good. Based on what Miss Angela Rye just said here in her activism for Marilyn Mosby, she says, where's the crime? Who has been hurt by this crime? And I'd like to flip that and ask, when it comes to the Donald Trump case in New York City that Letitia James is pushing forward, or the hush money case that they're pushing forward, or the documents case that they're pushing for, any one of the Donald Trump cases that they're pushing forward, I would have to say, ma'am, who has this hurted? Who has it hurted? As she says here for Miss Mosby, who has been found guilty, by the way, who has done the crime, by the way. There's proof that she's done the crime, by the way. There's evidence of the crime, by the way. But she stands there and says, who has she hurted? She hasn't hurt nobody. Nobody. They can't prove that she's hurt anybody, even though she's done these things. Donald Trump? There's no evidence of any of these things that they're charging him with. This hush money trial in New York is a dog and pony show. The Letitia James is a dog and pony show. They have no evidence. They're pulling things out of midair to do this. But Mosby, they have the documents, they have paperwork, they have witnesses, they have all of these things. And the only reason she's not going to jail is because she's a mother, is what they say. But look at them try to persecute Donald Trump on these made up charges, these trumped up charges. And I ask you, who has he hurted? She says here, well, the daughters are being hurted. We, the activists, we, the community, we, her people are being hurted by this. Then I'd say the same thing on Donald Trump's behalf. We, the people, are being hurted by this dog and pony show that they're doing with all of these different trials and all of these different courts, with all of these different cases. We, the people. And so is the daughters being hurt by this. Because Donald Trump is truly being persecuted. Because there's no evidence. It's all trumped up. But Mosby, there is evidence. It's not trumped up. But yet you stand there and say, who has she hurted?
It cannot be understated that time served is the big headline from this day-long hearing for supporters and for the defendant, Marilyn Mosby. We're here at federal court in Greenbelt, and late this afternoon, the defense got what it fought very hard for. The judge handed down a sentence of time served plus 3 years of supervised release, the first 12 months of it in home detention, identical sentences for both of the outcomes, both of the guilty verdicts from her 2 separate trials, the 2 perjury convictions and an identical sentence for the mortgage fraud conviction. The sentences will run concurrently. It means Marilyn Mosby will spend no time behind bars. That result had her supporters cheering and had Mosby in tears when she spoke to reporters outside the courthouse.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for the fight. Thank you to everyone who signed that petition. Thank you for the federal public defender team that so eloquently advocated on my behalf. Thank you. I swear God sent angels into my life to see me when I felt like I wasn't being seen.
Seen that, heard that, good. When they roll out old Benjamin Crump, the NAACP, the Black Caucus, this organization and that organization and this organization and that organization, all to come out here to be behind one of their own, we should have known that the judge would rule in this manner. So time served is what they're calling it. Time served. This whole thing started back in like 2022. So I guess time served. It's been in the process for years. So she served her time. And now she's moving on. And she's getting no real penalties like, they're going to keep her house, or she's going to get 10% of the proceeds. So she gets her money back from her down payment and so on, and she gets a little bit extra. So she gets some money. In actuality, I say she's a win. She got herself a win. You broke the law, you lied about it, you lost, the people in the state has lost confidence in you because you are the law, and here you are breaking the law. And so, yeah, she's lost her reputation, but you wouldn't believe so, being that these people are like literally rallying around her. It's like the Fonnie Willis vibe, you know? She's dropping those Fonnie Willis vibes. And, you know, Fonnie went to the church. This one went to the organization. She went to the NAACP and the rest. But Fonnie went to the churches. Same scenario, different black girl magic, right? Same setup, different black girl magic. And this one quotes the scriptures as well. Okay, she quotes them as well, like Fonnie say. Oh God, who knows what she says? I forget. But again, it's the same thing. Bad behavior and no consequences. At least when this one was up, the people did not vote her back into office, so she lost her job as state attorney. But Fonnie Willis, unfortunately for the people, they went behind her and they put her back in. I mean, this, you can't make this stuff up. Bad behavior get rewarded. Bad behavior gets rewarded. And I am so serious when I say that if she didn't have the black girl magic, that it might have gone down differently. It just might have gone down differently because she's a mother. Therefore, she should not go to jail for her crimes. She's a mother. She can't go to jail. Mothers can't go to jail, even if they break the law. Yeah, boy.
She shouldn't have went to jail. She's a mother. Regardless of how I feel about her, she should not have been in jail. She's a mother, and a mother should not have ever been separated from their children. It's time for us to heal. She's been held accountable. That is enough. But does she need to be in jail? Absolutely not. We know all too well what that's like.
And what about you, Keith?
I definitely think that she should not have to do any jail time. I wouldn't send anybody to prison.
So this is far from over. Mosby's attorney told the judge she maintains her innocence. Her appeals are continuing. She's going to keep asking for a pardon.
It don't matter what she did, regardless of what she did it. She done did it, but she shouldn't go to jail. She should not be going to jail. She should not be going to prison, because whatever she's done, it don't matter. It don't matter if she killed somebody. It just don't matter. Okay, she should not be going to jail. Because why? Because she's a mother. She's got two beautiful little babies that she's got to make sure she's a good model for, that she's a good mama to. And no jail time for Marilyn Mosby. She should not be going to jail. Why? Because she's a mother. And if mothers commit crimes, it don't matter. As long as you're a mother, you shouldn't go to jail. That's all. That's all. You shouldn't go to jail. That's all. That's all. Don't do the crime if you're Marilyn Mosby. You can't do the time. If you do the crime, then you can't do the time. If you're Marilyn Mosby, you can't do the time even though you did the crime.
Kate, great work at the courthouse and all throughout this case. And as you know, Kate, Mosby's ex-husband was at the courthouse, City Council President Nick Mosby, who has supported her through it all.
Kate also spoke with him to get his reaction to this sentence.
I think it's been a very long, very expensive and grueling process for my family, more importantly, my daughters. And, you know, I'm thankful for the court for keeping their mother with their children. You know, this has been a case about her money the entire time. Still very perplexed, but thankful for where we are right now.
And was it touching that the judge said the fact that she's a mother of two young daughters really weighed heavily into her, factored into her decision?
Yeah, I think that was critically important.
Marilyn Mosby had a lot of supporters rallying outside of the courthouse today.
Seen that, heard that, good. So Mr. Mosby came out in support of his ex-wife along with Benjamin Crump and the other activists. And so he was there. This is a servant of the people in Baltimore. He is a commissioner. And I believe he just got reelected as president of the commission. So he's a big deal. They were a power couple once upon a time until she asked for divorces during this whole mess. And so, but he came out in support of her. Yes, she's a mother and she can't go to prison. She's a mother. The judge did the right thing, not sending a mother to prison. It's so amazing how they will throw the word mother out. Mother, 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 mother. But if a mother is one of those mothers who the baby hasn't come out of the womb just yet, it's not a mother. It's not a mother. But wow. In this case, I mean, it's a mother. She's the mother. A mother. A mother. A mother. She's a mother. And a mother. Yes, a mother. She's a mother. And so therefore, no jail time. At the end of the day, maybe what Marilyn Mosby did, maybe she didn't deserve 40 years in prison. Maybe she didn't deserve 20 years in prison. Maybe not even 10. But at least she could have served a day. She could have had 2 weeks. They could have locked her ass up for 2 weeks for her crimes. To teach you a lesson that you're not above the law. If you do these crimes, there's consequences. If you do the crime, you got to do the time. There are consequences. You know that better than anybody because she's an attorney. And she knew what she was doing. She's guilty of it all. She did it. And so now she wants to cry racism. She wants to cry, I'm a mother, I'm a black woman, I'm a minority. And so, of course, the judge, what else is the judge going to do but to cave into the pressure? But to cave into the pressure. They couldn't give her the hammer. Where's my hammer? Here it is. They couldn't give her the hammer. So they let her off scot-free. And now she's going to be appealings and doing all kinds of stuff. She still wants pardons. Like, take your bag and run, honey. They've let you off the hook. Let it go. But no, not the black woman. She's going to scream and shout, and she'll probably sue everybody too and win. Why? Because she's a black magic. She'll probably win too. But anyway, that's the Marilyn Mosby story, friends. I'm over it, and I'm over her, and I'm over the crew that's come out to always come out here to support the Black Queen when she's in the wrong, support the Black Queen when she's done bad things. And that's why when a true person who really does need saving comes out here, we don't know, because everybody comes out here in order to be saved because of racism, because of the white man, because of white supremacists, because of the white woman, because of everything bad, because of the slavery, because of the color, because of the, everything. They come out here and boo-hoo, whine, and cry about everything. So when a genuine case do come up, maybe hers was genuine. I don't know. Maybe hers was. But because she's associated with these left-wing progressives like Benjamin Crump, you can't even give it a benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe her case was, maybe it shouldn't have been as bad as they've made it out to be. But you just don't know, because everything that comes out here, they boo-hoo, whine, and cry about racism, colorism, all of these things, and you don't know. You don't know. And this is what's happened, because they've watered down the system with these things. And and whenever something happens, there they are at a press conference. They got everybody behind them. We going to the press conference. We press conferencing for Fonnie Willis. There go the pastors. We press conferencing for Marilyn Mosby. There go the celebrities. We press conferencing. And they come out here and they do this nonsense with black folks all behind them. Power to the people. Let freedom ring. That's gonna be it, friends, for me in this video. I'm over it. So thank you so much for taking the time and watching and sharing and subscribing. Thank you so much if you do choose to subscribe. But please do me a favor, drop a comment or give me a like so we can move this video so the whole world can see it, can see my work as a conservative poet. So thank you all very much. God bless you and keep you, and I will see you in another video.